Hello everyone and welcome to Next Hop. In today's video we're gonna talk about TCP UDP comparison and their main differences. TCP and UDP are both operating at layer 4 at OSI model. They are communication protocols that were used to transmit data across networks. So let's take a look first at TCP. TCP is a connection-oriented protocol, which means it first must establish a connection between two computers. This is accomplished with three-way handshake. It uses segmentation, and that means it rearranges the segments in correct order as they are going to the receiver. It's reliable, and that's error recovery for lost segments of the data. And finally, TCP is used in most applications like web, email, file sharing, you name it. In this example, we can see a three-way handshake. In the first step, the computer sends synchronize. Then it's replied back synchronize acknowledged, and the third step is acknowledged. Finally, the connection is established. As a connection is established, we can see a reliable TCP process when a computer sends a file and some of the data is lost. This is how TCP detects and resends the lost data with sequence numbers. At the end, when the communication is finished, TCP closes the connection. Using three-way handshake, sequencing, error recovery, it uses a lot of bandwidth, and that's why TCP is slower than UDP. Next we move on to the UDP. UDP is connectionless, which means it does not need to establish a connection before sending segments. It doesn't have sequencing like TCP, which means it doesn't have to reorder segments when receiving data. UDP is unreliable, and that means it doesn't retransmission data, unlike TCP. And UDP is fast, that's why we use it for VoIP, for video or voice over IP communication. In this example, we can see a voice over IP connection between two computers using UDP. It doesn't need to establish a connection, and it just sends data without reliability. That's why UDP is so fast. While UDP is used in fewer applications than TCP, do not think that UDP is worse than TCP. By providing fewer services, UDP needs fewer bytes in its header compared to TCP. If we take a look here, we can see that UDP's header is much lighter than TCP's header, and that's why both of the protocols have their advantages and disadvantages. So to summarize everything, we can see that TCP is reliable and UDP is not. We can see that TCP is connection-oriented and UDP is connectionless. TCP has segmentation and UDP doesn't. TCP is slower and has much more broader use, but UDP is much faster. And that's it for today's video. If you find it useful, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.